My name is Angela Johnson, and I'm finishing up my Master's of Fine Arts program at UW-Madison. I'm a third year in the photo department, but I do a lot of installation type photography work, thinking of photography as sculpture. So the show is called Inherent Legacy. Cool. Its current body of work focuses on family and what we inherit, the things that we carry with us, whether it's DNA from your grandfather's laugh, and also the things that we collect that are passed down to us as previous generations pass away. It can be found on the second floor of Central Public Library, which to me was a really great fit with the family theme. My grandmother lived less than half a block from the public library and was an avid reader, avid supporter of the library for about 20 plus years. And the fact that local history is stored on the second floor, and that's where this show is really meaningful and relevant.
My mom's earrings.
Your mother?
And the little container.
Oh, the little container?
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff, yeah.
Did you read it? That's
Yeah. And that's the frame.
I broke the show down into a series of different pieces. One is a 46-inch large mirror that has an image printed of my grandmother and great-grandmother in 1918 on the east side of Madison. The darker spaces you can see as image, but the spaces that were white within the photograph are mirrored, so you can see yourself into it. So you're looking forward, you're looking backwards, you're seeing the stacks of books behind you, looking back into the Hall of Records, so that was very intentional. There's also a series of shelves that had sandblasted quotes from my grandmother's journal as well, and artifacts passed down from my family over the years, from my grandmothers that have passed away, things from my great-grandparents, aunts. All of the objects within the show are honoring or stand-ins for family members who've passed away. The objects in the cases, not necessarily linear, it's more interpretive, so it's a story that's not necessarily complete. So I feel that each viewer probably takes something different away, and that's okay. Objects are really, memory holders and kind of hold energy and life all their own, even after folks have passed away. My dad passed down his coral collection, and I wanted the idea of coral to stand in for memory. There's a strong history of both Alzheimer's and dementia on both sides of my family, so thinking about that sort of as a stand-in for memory or lack thereof. I also wanted to explore fluid history, kind of moving forward and backward in time. So I created 3 light boxes where I enlarged photographs of my grandparents and great-grandparents all on their wedding days and put other imagery behind them, whether be it a quilt that I photographed that one of my great-grandmothers had created. Behind another image in a different shadow box was embroidery with flowers that correspond with months of the year. Behind that, I'd put color-changing lights that are LED on a panel, so as the light changes, the spectrum of different colors, the imagery actually moves. Like the back image looks like it's moving forward and back. It's this really, really interesting interaction that makes you feel a passage of time. One final piece that one could see in the show is a handheld double accordion fold book that I did alcohol transfers of old family imagery. My grandmother took many, many years of writing classes and made journals for the whole family, documenting past life events, things she remembers from her grandparents. And so the words within the book are her words, but in my handwriting, that correspond with the images on the outside. My great-great-grandfather was the blacksmith in Montello. Reading through my grandmother's journal and remembering her talking about it, when she and her sister would go visit their grandpa, they would get to go down and at a safe distance watch. And occasionally he would forget they were there. They learned more cuss words as kids, and after he threw around a few words, he would remember that they were there. So he dug into his pocket and he gave them each a quarter to go get sweets and forget about it. And she said in part they would go down every day because they knew they would play this game. Seeing an image or hearing a phrase can take you back to another time and place that you can't quite, it's ethereal. You can't quite put your fingers on it, but it can be there clear as day.